Hello, hello, beautiful brown girl family.
Hey, hey, Kimberland. I can't wait to talk to you guys about what I just saw on my phone.
Okay,
Hey,
breaking news, maybe. I love your crown that you have over
oh,
there.
thank you, thank you. I just felt like doing a crown this weekend. I felt like making a
Yeah,
crown. I decided to wear my crown. Um, yeah, your energy level is here.
yeah. I know. I don't feel well today. I was traveling over the weekend, and actually, your crown reminds me of some of the crowns that I saw while I was in San Miguel de Allende this weekend.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I had some bad water
Oh,
or if I am just kind of in that, after you have a vacation, you need a vacation from the vacation type of thing.
yes.
But needless to say, I am living on Powerade and ginger ale right now. So
Oh, Kimberland.
I am going to do all I can to find every piece of energy that I can muster. But I wanted to make sure I was here. Like this morning, I was like, I don't want to cancel the show. I want to hang out with my people. So I am here and definitely excited to be here. But yeah, I am kind of feeling a little in
Aw.
comparison to how I usually feel. So
Everybody, everyone in the community, let's send Kimberland our healing energy and love. Feel better, Kimberland.
I appreciate
We'll
that.
the community and myself will pick it up. Pick it up. We'll take up the slack for your level of energy today. But no, we understand and we appreciate you making it today because you surely could have canceled
Yeah.
if you weren't feeling well. So we really do appreciate you being here today. And,
Yeah, I thank you for that. And definitely, just, this is the highlight of our week and
Mhm.
mean that, like with everything. We say that every week, but definitely mean that with everything in our hearts. So I appreciate it. If for some reason I all of a sudden go off camera, I'll be
Well, we
back.
know why.
Okay, I'll be back.
Real quick though, before
Yes.
we got on,
Okay.
I wonder if it's appropriate to share it in the chat. Y'all know Jesse Williams from
Yes.
Grey's
From
Anatomy?
ER.
From,
I said ER, Lord. Grey's
from
Anatomy. Yes.
Grey's Anatomy. He's
Yes.
on Broadway, nude. And he did not disappoint, y'all. I was just
What?
like, is it appropriate to put it in the chat?
I don't need much. No.
Y'all, Jesse Williams, Mr. Green Eyes. Is it blue or green or gray? Whatever color his eyes is. He
Whatever
is
they
on
are.
Broadway in the whole full Monty, and he did not disappoint. So I just want to tell y'all that. Don't leave.
Wow.
But
Right.
just
Don't
so
go see it now. Wait until after the show. Very, very interesting. Okay.
y'all,
Well, something to look forward to.
okay.
Um,
Mm.
so definitely see you all coming in and want to do some shout outs as you all are coming in. As always, make sure you introduce yourself in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. If this is your very first time hanging out with us on BrownVersations, let us know that as well so that we can celebrate you. So shout out to Irma, who is streaming from New York. We have
Hey,
Yolanda is here from Atlanta. Karen is in the house. We have Adriana is here. Thank you, Kelly. Jennifer is here. Thank you,
hey,
Annabelle.
Sherry.
Thank you, Karen. The well wishes in the comments. I appreciate it. Hey, Cherry is here. Andrea is here from Sunrise, Florida. We have Kelly here from Newark, Delaware. And is it spell your name phonetically? I'm gonna take a stab at it and say
A
a
mine,
main or a
a
mine,
man, a
maybe.
mining,
Spell
a
it phonetically
man.
for us in the comments so that we can honor
Hey,
your name.
hey, look here.
Lakia is here, and Lakia wants us to know she is an OG. Where are our other OGs? That means that you have hung out with us a few times here before, and you are back. Okay. All right. It's Amain. Okay. That's what I
A
thought.
man.
Awesome. Welcome, Amain. So excited to have you. We have Phoenix that is here from
I
Riley
share this thing.
as well. Yolanda says she's an OG as well. Irma is an OG. We also have Naisha, who is a first timer. Welcome. Today, I can only raise the roof, Naisha, but know that I'm bankhead bouncing and spirit fingering on the inside. Okay.
Yay.
that is our celebration for you. Welcome to the party. I hope you have something to drink and your fingers are stretched, because we have a lot to talk about today. So while you all are getting settled and getting everybody in, we want you to go ahead and make sure you share the broadcast and tag at least 3 of your friends to hang out with us here. Again, we have a lot to talk about, and we really want to make sure we have as many voices in the room as possible. Having said that, we do have a disclaimer that we want to give about today's show.
Oh, yes.
So Sab, you want to go ahead and
yes. Thank you for that. We wanted to let you all know, newcomers and OG, mainly to the newcomers, maybe not to the OGs, just because you guys know what we talk about here. But we wanted to let you all know that the views and opinions that myself and Kimberland and our community you all share on here, or what we plan on talking about today, are not the views of the Beautiful Brown Girls Network community. Beautiful Brown Girls, BBG TV, the whole Beautiful Brown Girls community is what I'm saying. So because we are not journalists, we give opinions and we have views, but those views aren't necessarily representative of the BBG, Beautiful Brown Girls community. So we wanted to put that out there, because we will have opinions, you will have opinions, and I just wanted to let those who are watching who may have different opinions that these are my opinions and Kimberland's opinions. So.
And all opinions are welcome, right? So even if they differ, this is, like Sab said, a discussion forum for us to talk about the things that are happening right now that matter to us. So let me go ahead and do our official welcome, just so we can get started, because we definitely have a lot. We've got like 29 pages of notes here, y'all. It's nuts, okay? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot, but we got it, okay?
It's okay. It's
okay. Yes, we're going to get through it. But welcome officially to BrownVersations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related, and we're here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the BrownVersations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to follow Beautiful Brown Girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I'm coming to you all from Mexico City, Mexico, for maybe the last time, because I am transitioning, which is quite stressful, I might say. But
embrace it.
I'm transitioning.
You're growing.
Out. Yeah. I'm transitioning out of Mexico just for a little bit. I will be back. But trying to figure out where I'm going next, y'all. I don't even know. Like, literally, I got to leave in like a week, and I'm out here like, what am I about to do? So that might be why my stomach is hurt too. Who knows? But at any rate, I'm excited to be here. I am an author. I'm a blogger. I am an educator, educational advocate, and consultant. And tonight, I am one of your hosts.
I am also one of your co-hosts. My name is Sab Jackson, or Sabrina Jackson. I come to you from the wonderful, interesting state of Dallas, Texas. I am a what do I do? Oh, did I also say I'm one of the co-hosts? Yes, I did. But I am a marketing professional. I am a podcaster. I am a business owner, forever student, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Sybil, and sister to Tawanda. Welcome you all.
Absolutely. So we are going to jump in. We have some announcements and just some things that we want to share with you, especially for those of you who are here with us for the first time.
This whole life.
Wow. Aisha said she loves your read. You look really cute. I like it.
Thank you.
So we want to just kind of give some insight into what Beautiful Brown Girls is about, and really just remind you that we are here to create authentic friendships, swap stories, experiences, and ideas. So again, that reminder that everybody's views are welcome, right? This is a space for us to have conversation about things that are going on, and to really honor all of the opinions that are present here in this space. We do have some announcements that we want to share. The first thing is happy birthday to our May birthday. Happy birthday.
One time for the birthday.
Oh.
3 times for the birthday.
Hey.
3 times for the birthday.
Oh.
What's the house? If you were bad. And it's your birthday. Go ahead.
Hey, hey, hey,
I like that
hey,
song. I
go
don't know who that
shorty.
is,
It's
but
your
I know
birthday.
every time I
Go
get that song.
shorty. We're doing like the birthday montage. The birthday mashup. So happy birthday to our May birthday. Shout yourself out in the comments. I see Yolanda said May 20th. Honey, that is almost here. Aisha said finally Taurus season. The bulls have entered the space. Okay. So if your birthday is in May, shout yourself out. Aisha, May 2nd. Ma'am, how did I miss that? Happy birthday.
Oh, man. Was I not
Happy birthday to you.
Happy belated birthday, Aisha.
Yes, Aisha is one of our hosts on our virtual platform. So she does our, what's it called? Hey Beautiful meetups, monthly meetups. So she's there in the comments. So happy birthday to you, Aisha. Happy belated birthday. And to anybody else in the comments. Also, if you have some friends, their birthdays are in May, tag them in the comments. Tell them to get in here. Tell them we just shouted them out for their birthday. So happy birthday to our May birthdays. We also want to make sure that we remind you all that we have the opportunity to pull you out of the comments to come on to the show with us. So our OGs that have been here, we've had Irma has been on with us before. We had Kale on with us before. So we've had people, we pulled you straight out the comments and allowed you to participate with us, play a game with us, or just participate in a conversation. We like to be able to meet our community, virtually and just kind of hang out and let people see what folks in our community are like as well. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, you're like, I want to be on the BrownVersations, we want you to email beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com and let us know that you are interested in being a guest on our show. So again, beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com. That's how you can appear as a live guest on the show. Okay. And then one more thing is, if you are loving our content, right? Some of you all, again, you hang out with us every single week, right? We're going to find some ear horns. I really am, because it is very appropriate.
I'll be the temporary.
So if you're loving our content, we want to invite you to share your reactions, right? So I already see we have some likes, we have some loves in the comments. There may be times while you're here that you may be laughing about what we are doing, shocked, sending love and care, or maybe some things might make you sad, right? So leave those reactions. Also, share, right? That's how we increase our viewership. That's how we bring more beautiful brown girls into the fold and letting people know about the amazing things that we're doing here. And then lastly, we were recently approved to receive stars from Facebook. And that is another way to support what we do here and support Sab and I as we take on this task of love, of sharing all this information to you all. So if you feel led, stars cost a penny, right? So drop 99 cents or so in there in our BrownVersations collection plate, so that
I like that.
so we can continue bringing you all quality content and really making sure that we are connecting with the community. Okay, so
beautiful start. Good job. You're doing a good job, Kimberland.
Thank you.
Because I know
I'm holding it together. I promise I am. I really am. So let's get into it. We do have some updates, and like we said, a whole lot of news that we need to share. So Sab, let's kick it off with our update.
So we want to talk about Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner is the WNBA player with the I forgot the team that she played on, but I know she plays in the WNBA, and we talked about her quite often. We were so essentially we talked about her, but we weren't sure how to talk about her. But it is necessary to give you ladies and or gentlemen an update. So just to give you a status, the U.S. State Department declared that Brittney Griner has been wrongfully detained in Russia. And what that change means is the U.S. can and will officially seek to bring the women's basketball star home. Again, we've been really careful about talking about it because we don't want to we want to amplify, but we don't want to amplify it so much where it puts her in harm's way, or it gives leverage to Russia because it's getting so much media attention, because I feel like that's probably why, because she is a superstar here in the US. So we just wanted to give you ladies an update on that, and just continue to send our prayers and send our love and send, like Charlamagne says, healing energy to her over there, just because I can't imagine, I don't want to imagine how she is feeling over there. She can't even get her hair did over there.
Well, it's been since February that she's been detained. So it's been going on a while. So we, you know, like we said, we always walk this line of making sure that we're informed, but also making sure that we're not standing in the way of getting her home. So this is good news, though, that the U.S. has actively started to pursue her coming home. So hopefully our next update will be that something has gotten worked out. So prayers to Brittany Griner's family for sure.
All right, so we are going to start with news update or upcoming news releases. We're going to start with Netflix, but we're going to start on a different tone with Netflix. So Tudum, they pulled the plug. Netflix pulled the plug on Tudum. Tudum, is it Tudum or Tudum?
I don't know. I had never heard of this before you brought this to the docket. So I'm going to assume it's Tudum.
Tudum. Okay. If we pronounce it incorrectly, then we apologize. But this is a sister site of Netflix, and it's nearly full team. It's a sister site, and its team was made up of full, mostly Black, Latinx, and Asian women. So they laid off recently. They were only there 6 months, you guys. They laid off like 25 writers, editors, again, mostly women of color, without warning. 2 weeks of severance amid
2 weeks.
2 weeks of severance. It's reported 2 weeks.
Wow.
Of severance. And you know, these people, these women, they pursued them from companies like let's see, Teen Vogue, New York Times, The Vulture. Like they pursued these women.
These were high, like in demand women.
Yeah.
Wow.
They pursued these women, and so after recruiting them from leading publications such as the said mentioned, that Netflix had laid them off a mere 6 months after, since Tudum's website launched in December, and again only offered them 2 weeks pay. Now, we did talk about how Netflix's stock plunged, subscribers plunged, and I want to say I can see how, and I feel like some other slashes are going to be coming. But
it's struggling right now. They on the struggle bus with a C.
It's unfortunate.
Struggling.
And it's upsetting too. And it's just like you actively recruited these women, and 2 weeks is just not.
That's the part.
That's insulting and disgusting.
Yeah. Wow. And you know what's so interesting? I had seen a article the other day, and it was talking about how white people get the opportunity to play around with money all the time. Like they'll launch something and then 6 months later it fails, and then they're just like, oopsie, and then it's fine. But if people have invested like millions and millions of dollars, this is really interesting that they started this. And like quite a few of you have said in the comments, never heard of them, it's been in existence since December, and now it's gone. So, wow.
I didn't know what it was supposed to cater to, or what kind of content they were supposed to be doing. I'm pretty sure I can dig a little bit deeper and find out.
I said they probably don't know either. That's why they canceled it. Like Aisha said, white people get the opportunity to fail. We don't, right? So, and then this failed on the backs of women of color, which is straight trash. Yeah. So having said that, though, we know with our new releases that we do try to highlight some interesting things that are out right now. So we did find some of the things, and some of the things actually are on Netflix. But we definitely want to make sure that you all are aware of some of this new stuff that's coming out, because that's where we get some really good content. So
yes. So recently Netflix announced its summer film roundup, which features movies written and co-produced by like Lena Waithe. So this right here that you see on the screen is called Beauty. And the synopsis of it is Beauty follows a young singer on the verge of stardom in the 1980s, and the film stars Niecy Nash. So that's pretty much all we saw on it. So be on the lookout for that one if you so decide to still be with Netflix. Another movie coming out on this new slate is Civil with Benjamin Crump. He's the people's attorney. He's the U.S.'s attorney. I say that because he's also known in Black America as the Attorney General. And this movie, or documentary, excuse me, aims to pull back the curtain on his life as a father, husband, and civil rights leader. Did not know he was a father.
I'm excited about this one. Ben Crump is the fraternity brother.
Did not know he was a husband.
And I think a lot of people get his life wrong. Like they don't understand how he becomes affiliated with some of the high profile cases. And people often like accuse him of being an ambulance chaser and like all of that kind of stuff, not realizing and understanding that people come to him.
Yeah, they do.
People come to him, you know, so I'm excited about this because I'm hoping that it will help to kind of cast down some of the rumors and things that have gone on about Ben Crump. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Ditto. All right, the next one is a fun one. Jamie Foxx, Hunting and Killing Vampires. So this movie is called Day Shift. And the synopsis is it's a hardworking blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 8-year-old daughter. His mundane San Francisco Valley pool cleaning job is a front for real source of income, but he really hunts, kills vampires. This is so like, I don't know. It's fun, I guess. I would. Yeah.
Are you into vampire movies?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I don't really
what
watch
about the community? Movies. Like, what do you ladies think of the community? Like, what do you guys think? Because all we have right now is just the still, and even then, I'm just looking at it like.
That hand.
Okay.
Let me move this thing so y'all can see the depth of this hand that's right there.
And the fingernail. Yeah. Oh, look at the hand.
Yeah. Can we say gross? I don't know if I'm gonna watch this one. I like Jamie Foxx. I feel like he's an amazing actor. I don't really do the vampire movies. I don't know why. I have not watched a vampire movie. I have not watched a vampire movie since Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, what about Brooklyn? A Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I don't know. It's something about vampires. I just can't get with them. But yeah. And it seems like our community is like,
But is it just because Black people and vampires don't mesh with you guys?
I don't know. Why y'all saying y'all passing on it? Is it about vampires? They passing, honey. This
Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy was cheesy but funny.
Never seen it in my life. So we'll see what that looks like.
All right. So this one, did not hear about this one. Me Time with Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg. I call him Mark Wahlberg follows a dad who finds time for himself for the first time in years while his wife and kids are away. He reconnects with a friend for a wild weekend. This is like this is a pass for me, and it's not because I'm not a fan of Kevin, but I feel like his content is just like cut and paste, tweak, cut and paste, dad, tweak, cut and paste. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. What a community thing. What do you guys think? I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart, but I'll watch a good movie. I can't think of a good Kevin Hart movie that I've watched recently.
What was the one he did with his daughter? I can't remember the name of it.
It was a daughter.
It wasn't his daughter, a daughter. Right. He was a father in the movie. I can't remember the name of it right now, but that was kind of like a departure from the normal Kevin Hart.
Because him he's be daddying.
There's another movie he did. Sorry, y'all, I don't have names right now. Brain fog. Okay. But it was a movie it was a white man that he was in a wheelchair, and it was based on a French film, and he redid it. I like that one as well. I'm kind of just over the cheesiness. I would have to see the trailer.
So Fatherhood was the other one.
Okay, yes.
And then the movie with the guy in the wheelchair. Let me Google Kevin Hart.
See, Aisha says she feels like she's seen the synopsis before.
Yeah.
You know, I do like Mark Wahlberg as well. I feel like he's a really good actor too. But yeah, I think Kevin, I want him to stretch himself. Like I want him to stretch himself
Perfect
into
word.
other types of
Perfect
roles.
word.
I didn't watch the thing he did with Wesley Snipes. That's I think that's on Netflix as well. It was a series and it got really good reviews. I haven't yet watched it, so I'll have to look at that. Maisha said Kevin needs to say with the movie, stand up these days is dangerous. Hold that thought, Maisha. We're gonna get to that
Movies
in just a little while.
Oh, they would not. They would not get up here. Anyway, but the movie that
we're
gonna
get to that in a little while.
It was The Upside with the wheelchair.
Yes, that's a great movie. He did really, really well in that movie.
Did he?
He did.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And again, it's a remake, but I enjoyed it. This one, I'm gonna have to see the trailer.
I literally Googled Kevin Hart wheelchair and it popped up.
Yeah. Good. So yeah. So we also have Netflix brings movies back, like old movies. And these are the movies that are coming back for May. And which one are you most excited about on this list?
Oh man, so many. Okay, John Q. Can we make the screen just
for sure? Everybody? Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So John Q definitely. Menace to Society. I cannot get enough of that. Those are the main two that I am looking forward to.
What about 42? 42 with Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah. Of course. I love it. I love Chadwick, but I feel like I've seen that so much. It's like that's a point where I can like watch it and hear it and quote it. Yeah. But
I am super. I think I'm most excited about Menace to Society and John Q. Menace to Society is like my jam. Like I used to have the biggest crush on Kane when I was growing up. I don't know his real name, but that actor that played Kane, I was like, he is my boyfriend in my head. Like them juicy lips, honey. I used to be like, ooh, oh. So,
can I share really quickly a tidbit for Menace to Society? And I shared it on the call.
Sure.
So if any of you are familiar with Menace to Society, remember the part in the liquor store scene where O-Dog has the Asian woman by the head or neck or something, and he's cursing all these expletives and he's pulling her to the back of the store. Ladies, when you watch this, look at the mirror. Because liquor stores have mirrors so they can watch people to make sure they don't steal. So when O-Dog was taking her to the back, make sure you look up at the mirror because you can see the camera crew in the back as O-Dog is like pulling this woman.
Wow.
Such you notice these things because you watched it so much.
I might watch it tonight.
So but make sure you check out that liquor store scene when he is pulling back the Asian woman. He's trying to. It's just kind of funny to see like little. What do you call that when movies mess up and they put
continuity issues or things like that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it tonight and see. I thought this was interesting.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even know he was on tour.
Did he show up?
So. Yes, apparently.
Questions that need answers.
So Cat Williams returns with World War III, and it's going to be a Netflix special. Apparently, he had been on the road filming this, and it is slated for later this month. May 19th is when it is set to premiere.
17th.
Oh, 17th. What did I say?
Yeah.
19.
It's cool.
I got on my glasses, so maybe I need to get that.
Just clean them off a little bit. Wipe them off. I am not. When you talk about not being a Kevin Hart fan, I am not a Cat Williams fan.
I
don't really.
I can see why.
First of all, I feel like he has so many things that are like going on, and he has that reputation like Lauryn Hill. Like, are you going to be there? Right. I'm willing to give it a shot, but I would not spend money. Like if it was something that I had to spend money on, I'm straight. Tell me about it later. Like, I don't know. It's just something about him for me where I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah, I can understand. Tyron Turner.
Thank y'all. Tyron Turner. That was his name. That was my boyfriend in my head, y'all. I need to look him up and see how he's aged. He might.
Did you like him in Belly?
You know that I have seen Belly, but I could not tell you anything about that movie.
He was the banana eating goggle dude.
All I remember from Belly is that the colors were different. Like the way that the filming or whatever lenses they use. I can't tell you nothing about Belly's plot. Nothing. Like I've got nothing. So I'm gonna have to watch it again because I didn't know. Phoenix, I agree. I love the code. I'm all here for yellow, right? So we'll totally rock that. See, Erica, we probably watched this in college, maybe once, twice, thrice. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't remember anything about Belly. Okay. At all. So you'll have to let us know, Sab, if Cat Williams special, what that looks like, sounds like. So pop quiz, do y'all know who this is?
That's all I know when I hear them. No. Yep.
You gotta Erica got it right. This is Quavo. Some of you all may be asking yourself, now who the heck is Quavo? Okay. So Quavo is one of the Migos. Okay. Now, I must admit, I could not pick any of the Migos out in a lineup. Okay? I do not know the Migos like that. So I wanted to kind of help some of us that may not quite know much about Quavo. So the first thing the reason we brought this up is Quavo is actually starring in an action thriller feature called Takeover. And it's going to be about, it's set in Atlanta and it's about the street takeover car culture. So Quavo is playing a character called Guy Miller, who's a recent parolee who's attempting to rehabilitate his life when circumstances propel him back into Atlanta's thriving and dangerous takeover scene. He must live up to his reputation as one of the slipperiest street operators in a lethal headlong race against time. Okay. So like we said, Quavo is one of the Migos. The Migos have three members. So it's Quavo, who's pictured here, Offset, who is Cardi B's husband, and Takeoff, who is the third member. And fun facts that I didn't know, Quavo and Takeoff are brothers, and Offset is Quavo and Takeoff's uncle. Yeah.
Girl,
yeah, Offset is Quavo and Takeoff's uncle. So Quavo and Takeoff, yeah, brothers, uncle, they family, y'all. Okay, but anyway, Quavo is not new to acting. He's actually made some cameos in Atlanta, the show Atlanta with Donald Glover, on Blackish, Ballers with Dwayne Johnson, and he also made what is it called? He was in Narcos.
What is that?
So Narcos is about what happens here in Mexico. Narcos is a series about basically the cartel here in Mexico. So Quavo was in one of those episodes as well. So
they actually talk. They can actually have a sentence. He can actually hold a sentence.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anyone talk except Offset. Like when I listen to their songs, it's just
They do though, because I ran across their Tiny Desk the other day and I actually watched it because I was, I guess, in a trap type of mood. I was on a 2 Chainz type of situation. And then Migos, that's a easy segue over there. And I was like, oh, okay. Y'all all three do be saying stuff. Yeah. So anyway, congratulations to Quavo. He's going to be the lead in this movie. We don't have a release date for it yet, but exciting. The name of the movie again is called Takeover. So having said that, we also wanted to know, what else are you all watching?
Yes.
Right? We always ask. Yes, because we want to make sure that we're watching, good things and content that is going to, allow us to be able to have some type of value add. So what are you watching right now? I did see a recommendation earlier. Let me scroll back up to it. It was Maisha. She said, I have a recommendation. Must listen to Finding Me, a memoir by Viola Davis. We talked about that a couple shows ago. So the book is out. So getting the audiobook. And if you haven't yet seen the special with Oprah, that is out as well. So what else y'all watching?
Yeah,
let's see.
I want to know.
Blood
I need some new
Sisters.
things to watch. I haven't really watched movies in a long time.
Never heard about Blood Sisters. NBA playoffs. Okay. That's good. Irma says she's watching Atlanta. I tried to watch Atlanta and then maybe I was distracted. I'll try again. Ooh, Brownie says she's watching Ozark, the final season. Let me tell you, it was the bomb. Ozark and Snowfall. If y'all haven't seen the final season, plug in. Okay. Ozark is on Netflix. Snowfall is on Hulu.
I don't know.
If y'all haven't seen those, definitely need to tune in. Brownie said Candy on Hulu. I haven't heard about that one.
Me neither. Okay.
Erica said All American and Homecoming. Love All American.
Like Homecoming, the real Homecoming, Beyonce's Homecoming, or is there? Is there another Homecoming?
Erica, explain. I don't know. But All American, I can say love. That's with Tay Diggs and God dang, I don't have no names in my head today.
So No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the lead actor in All American, his real name is Daniel. In real life, he's from the UK, and you never know.
So
as well as
All American, is that on Hulu?
No, Ozark is on Netflix. All American is on CW. I don't know how. I think I was streaming on the CW app. So yeah. Oh, okay. Homecoming is the spinoff of All American, following what's her name? Following Simone, following Jordan's baby mama. Okay, I didn't realize that was out. Plugging in. Okay. Aisha said a documentary called Rich and Shameless, and one episode is on the Wu-Tang Clan. What is that showing on, Aisha? Let us know. Oh, First Wives Club. We talked about that before. I want to say HBO maybe. Oh, thank you, Irma. Snowfall is on FX. It also streams on Hulu too, though.
Jeez,
so yeah. So y'all get these comments, okay, and mark these things down.
Yes, because I go back to watch. I want to be able to go back and watch and look at the notes and look at the comments and make sure that I take note of these. I can't take note now, but thank you. God, there's so much.
Yes, we're gonna have plenty to watch and keep us busy. So y'all continue dropping suggestions in the comments. We're always looking for amazing things to watch and how to watch it, right? So y'all pay attention to that as well. Okay. So top news topics, y'all. These are the things that we feel like every beautiful brown girl should know about and care about. Okay. First off, I don't know about y'all, but do y'all be getting spam calls?
Yes.
Child, these people done got my Mexican number. And calling me with spam.
For real?
For reals. I've literally had the Mexican number since February.
Is it a Google Mexican number or is it a Mexican number?
It's a regular Mexican number. It's not even a Google number, but they be calling like blah, 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 speaking Espanol, and I be like, oh, yo no sé, and I just hang up. Adriana said from Nabian, girl, they could go kick rocks.
They do 11 digit in Mexico. 11 digits.
Mexico is 10 digits plus country code. So listen, this is why we're telling you all about this, right? Because we know that it's very possible that a lot of our information has been out here on these internets, right? It's been sold. People have given away our stuff. And something that we also know is Google has had a history of having phone numbers that are linked to physical addresses and email addresses, y'all. So now Google has said that they're going to remove phone numbers and other info from search results. That's going to deter scammers and bad actors from bugging the crap out of us. So they're letting people know that if you want to remove your personal contact information, phone number, physical address, email address, any of that unwanted direct information, that you can go to this website. So we're going to put that into the chat here for you so that you are able to remove your information from Google. Listen, they talk about blocking. My block list got to be 1,000 numbers strong. Like, Between my US number and my Mexico number, I have so many people on the block list. I feel like they literally just pick another number and then they call anyway. So what you can do is go to this website.
I was just about to put it. Did I?
I got it.
We both did it. Sorry.
It's cool. It's cool to be 4 times over. Go to that website, and what they're going to ask you when you go to. So first of all, you need to Google yourself, right? Because you need to find out what information is out there, and you need to have a specific URL to point Google to. So the page is going to ask you to provide the website that included the info that you want removed. Okay, so go ahead and click that link there, save that link so that you can get your information removed, because we want to make sure that we are not, that people don't know where to find us. Okay, like, come on, man. Like,
Yes,
this is
click
too
on
much.
that.
So it's support.google.com/web search/answer/9673730. So either take a screenshot or click the link and save the tab, bookmark it or something, so that you can get your name off of that list.
And it's not just that. The reason why this is so important, because there used to be a time, and I Googled myself yesterday, the day before yesterday, there used to be a time where you can put your phone number in Google and it showed all of my current and previous addresses.
Yeah, you do a reverse phone number search.
But yeah, I looked recently just to see if I was still on. I hadn't done the search, so I don't know if they're just actually wiping them away already, but still just double check. And I still plan to double check. But yeah, I used to hate that. That's why anytime I'm on these dating apps, I give a Google number, because they can easily just Google my phone number.
Right. And see your real information. Yeah. So definitely, want to make sure that we do that. So speaking of data, what's this about, Sab?
So there's an app that I track my menstruation. What do you call it? I just call it my period. I track my period, and it helps me gauge just, my fertile days, or just so I track my period. So there's an app.
So you don't get no surprises, okay?
So there's an app that knows your period. And what that means is, like, millions of women who actually use apps like Flow. I use P Tracker. It's literally P Tracker, who uses apps to track their cycles. And that data is often passed on to third-party companies like Facebook and Google. And what they do with that data could be used to help women's health research, but it also could be used for not good reasons. So I don't know, just intrusive
selling. Yeah, like the selling of the
information,
data.
Doing like third party, selling your information to, like, do ads towards you, or email you, or mail you. Like, there's a myriad of things that they can do with your data. And I don't know why I didn't think that these companies tracked my data like that, but why? I just didn't understand why they needed to track my menstruation. But then you also learn that companies like this, it says Flow, a women's health app, invites its more than 100 million users to invite them to give their intimate details about their bodies that they might not even share with their most closest friends. And from 2016 to 2019, the company behind Flow, which was founded in 2015, passed on certain intimate health details of its users to marketing and analytics companies like Facebook, Google, according to the Federal Trade Commission. This is very intrusive. This is unsettling, because I use this just because I just need to track, when my period is coming, or, if I'm going on vacation, I need to be like, okay, do I need to go to gynecologist so she can help throw it off? Because I don't want to be on vacation and be on the rag. Like, I say that in jest, but this is very unsettling to know that these companies are selling your information, did sell your information. I hadn't started to use Flow until maybe like a couple years ago, but there's another app that I use called P Tracker. But yeah, what do you ladies think about this? Like, how do you feel knowing that these companies we're providing these intimate details about our cycle and our bodies?
Well, like Brownie said, she said she used to use Fitbit app. I use Fitbit as well and didn't really realize this. So now I'm kind of like, interesting. I use an app called My Calendar. And it's, been a lifesaver, but it definitely makes me think twice about this.
Yeah.
And to Aisha's point, she says some women who struggle with fertility use these apps to find out when they're the most fertile. And it's a shame that we're using that and weaponizing that against women. So yeah, right. Phoenix said, I just need to track it. I don't need everybody else to track it too. Okay.
Yeah.
Facts, right? I did want to give you all something that I came across. I'm going to put it here into the comments. So a lot of the ways that they get our information, and like you were talking about with email addresses, is like through our email address. So there are actually services such as tempmailo.com where they will give you a temporary email address. So you know how like in order to get sign up for whatever, you need to put your email address. Or for instance, in the period tracker, you might need to put your email address. You don't really want them to email you. I just want to sign up for this service. You can go to these temporary email addresses and they will literally give you an email. You put that email in and then it's not a real address. So they don't know who you are, where it comes from, whatever. So that might be something as well to help with some of this. If you still want to use these types of apps, just disconnect it from you personally and utilize a service like this, for instance, where they won't actually have your information. So thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
So,
ooh, material girl. I'm sorry, I got excited. I like saying that song. I have no idea who that song is by, but that's what I think of when I see this story. So have you ladies ever heard of the purse bag clutch called Telfar bags? And I had never heard of it until the gentleman I don't even know if he's a gentleman because they are genderless. And they were on not Netflix, The Breakfast Club, talking to the Breakfast Club. And I just learned so much I want to call him because he said him. He didn't say he was non-genderless, but the way he talked about his brand was just like so dope. So anyhow, Telfar Clemens is a Liberian American fashion designer. And the reason why I said material girl is because of the song. But what's so beautiful about this is these bags are in high demand, especially all over the world, but more so now at HBCU universities throughout the country. They're like meeting up on campus and they're calling Telfar Tuesdays. And like this thing is
so everybody brings their Telfar bag.
Everybody brings their Telfar bag on Tuesdays on HBCU campuses. You see Beyonce here wearing a Telfar bag. Like, I believe he has a shop in Brooklyn, and these go so fast. These are like $200, $500, maybe $600 max purses. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because these bags are in such high demand. Like, we think of the Chanel and the Gucci purses. What are some other big purses? White
Louis
brands,
Prada,
but
Fendi.
This is like on that same level, which I am just so happy to hear and proud of. Like, people want to clutch these bags. I went to Trader Joe's maybe like a week or so ago, and I saw a Black woman with it on, and I just stopped in my track to look at that material girl with that Telfar bag, and I just thought it's a really nice looking bag. Do I want one? No, but it is beautiful.
They are cute.
That's just not my style. Like, it's just not something that I would typically wear, but it's something that I am fawning over and loving seeing other Black women wear it, and Beyonce, and it's a really high demand purse. Like, have you ever heard of Telfar, Kimberland?
So I had not heard the name Telfar, but I've seen the bags. So when you were talking about it before, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But then when I saw the pictures, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen those. I am embracing minimalism, right? So I'm kind of like not in the market for anything. My purse comes from Target, okay? But I love that this is the designer here, you all. I love that the designs are they're by a Black person, that it's a luxe brand, and that people are going crazy over it. I was just about to say, Naisha, I saw your comment a second ago. I have seen, because they do the ads on Facebook, I have seen some of the reviews are not so great. Like, people will say that they've ordered them, they haven't come. And that's probably because it sounds like they stay out of stock. So I don't know. But Phoenix says some people are carrying that $500 bag with $20 in it. Listen, if you are going to get a luxury bag, whether it be Telfar or something else, please make sure that you can at least put the amount that the bag costs into the bag. If you can't do that, don't need it. Okay, life hack. So yeah, but I think that's really cool that it's a Black I can't talk.
Lux.
Black
What do you mean, like Lux as a luxury?
Luxury, yeah.
Oh, okay. I never heard that.
Lux is the fancy way to say luxury.
Oh, okay.
Because we got to make everything fancy. But anyway, so so we definitely just wanted to amplify. We're all about Black-owned brands and all of the things. So we definitely want to amplify that. If you're in the market for a Telfar bag, know that it is a Black luxury brand, and your investment is going to a Black person. All right. So here we have multi-talented rapper, actress, and now real estate investor and builder Dana Elaine Owens, also known as Queen Latifah. She recently broke ground on an affordable housing project in her hometown of Newark, New Jersey. She initially revealed it to the public in 2016, and now they have gotten to the point of breaking ground. I am hoping and praying with everything in me that whoever is managing this is going to make this an amazing experience for people to be able to have affordable housing. We know the country's track record, right, with what affordable housing looks like. So I'm excited that she's behind this. Yes, they're in the comments. They're like, love her. And I wish more celebrities would do this and really invest back into the communities and really help to take our communities back. So she's pictured here as they were breaking ground with some other folks, and just really putting people in a space where they're able. Oh, get out. Maisha said, that's my cousin in that picture.
Which
one, Maisha? That is so cool. Yes, let us know which one is your cousin. Shout out to Maisha's cousin that was in here with Queen Latifah, okay, at the groundbreaking.
I know.
That's what's up. That's dope. She said left of the sign. Oh, shout out to Maisha's cousin. So yeah, right. So this is really exciting. And definitely, again, something we wanted to amplify. We'll definitely keep our eyes on it as it continues to get developed. And I'm sure when she has the ribbon cutting and everything, we'll be able to bring that to you all. So shout out to her.
I love this. I remember hearing about Queen Latifah talk about this before, so this is something that she's been talking about for a while. So I'm just really glad, to your point, that she's back in her community, giving back. Like Queen Latifah, like, deserves her flowers now and forever.
Yes,
I love it. I love it.
Yes. Speaking of flowers and deserving flowers.
Yes. So Reading Rainbow. Is everybody familiar with it? Because that show,
Reading Rainbow. Do you know everybody's not familiar with this app? When I was traveling with, in our age group, yes, but I was traveling with someone who's 23 over the weekend, and I asked her, I was like, "Have you heard of Reading Rainbow?" And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Reading Rainbow, LeVar Burton." She's like, "I don't even know who that is."
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God."
So LeVar Burton is going to receive his Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 inaugural Children's and Family Emmy Awards ceremony at the Emmys. So we all know LeVar. LeVar is the beloved, multi-talented personality. Kunta. I hate to insert that, but we all know him as Kunta. But he will be honored for 23 years of educational programming brilliance at the 2022 Emmy. So we are excited. I am excited. Did anyone in the community, I'm wondering, watch LeVar Burton? as much as I did. Like I'm not. I watched him, but I didn't watch him like hardcore. But I mean, but I am a fan. I'm a fan of his movies. I'm a fan of, I'm a fan of his movies, and I'm a fan of Reading Rainbow. But yeah, so excited to get LeVar Burton. So I know Kimberland just tapped out for a second. Hopefully she'll come back, and she will. So next we have on the docket here, Roe v. Wade. I want to talk about Roe v. Wade. That's why we started the top of the show with what we talk about on the show the views and opinions do not and reflect what Beautiful Brown Girls represents. So Roe v. Wade, as you may or may not, I feel like everyone knows, has been in the news a lot. And essentially what's happening is, I'm trying to mince my words because I am not a scholar. It's pro-abortion and pro and anti-abortion legislation has become like a really big issue over the past 2 years, or past several years, excuse me. And it's an indication that the country is trying to go back to the 1970s, right? So what we're hearing in the news is like right now there is no federal laws or protections against protecting women who are interested, want or need or have an abortion. And the Supreme Court recently, it was a leak of a draft that was coming from the Supreme Court's indicating that they may strike down Roe v. Wade, which is the controversial, is it a bill or statute?
So it was a decision, and then there's a precedent that has been established since the decision was made that has upheld the decision. Okay. But it's not a law, no.
Okay, so it's I want to make people aware that this is not like an official ruling. It was just a draft that kind of got
leaked.
And what that means is like right now, like I said, so right now the Constitution of the United States does not protect the right to an abortion. Each state gets to decide for itself over, and right now, like over half the states right now are waiting to potentially make an abortion legal. And so this is not the court's final ruling, but if I'm not mistaken, the Constitution, it does not protect the right for an abortion. And overturning this, I feel like, this leaves it up to the states. And I just feel like because there's no federal law protecting or prohibiting women, it just feels wrong. And I apologize that I'm fumbling because I know what this is, but I'm not a legal eagle and I can't exactly articulate what's happening, but I know what's happening, and I know this is disgusting, and I know that this is wrong, and I know how I feel about it, and I know that I'm scared for women who don't have the freedom to control, may not have the freedom to control their bodies, or just control over their bodies, and it's just very scary. And that the fact that this could potentially be the law of the land, and affecting people of color, women, obviously, and the people who are making this decision aren't even
don't even have uteruses.
And can I also share, so ladies in the community, as I'm sitting here venting, like, how do you, Kimberland, how do you, ladies in the community, feel about this? Like, it just, there's so many feels. It feels like white people are trying to preserve so hard their superiority. That's what it feels like. Like they see that the US is changing, the world is changing, and they're trying so hard to hold on to their superiority. Is that the word that I want to use?
That's the word.
And it's just like, what are you guys going to do when all these human bodies come? Are you guys going to Medicaid, Medicare? Nope. Are you going to have health insurance? Like, are you going to have daycare? Like all of these things, like, are you going to provide for these kids institutionally that you are forcing into this world? It's a lot. It makes me scared for women who, I feel like I'm talking too much. Kimberland, how do you feel? Community, how do you feel? We'll share your comments as you.
Well, I wanted to amplify what Maisha said because she kind of encapsulated a lot of what I was thinking, that it is definitely going to disproportionately impact folks who are of color. I want them to start when they start mandating that men get vasectomies, then I won't feel no type of way about it. Because my thing is this: men can have children until they die. They have unlimited sperm counts. They can continue populating the earth. They can have sex with a woman every day and impregnate somebody 365 days a year. A woman can only get pregnant once every 9 months, right?
Okay.
So it's like, why are we focused? I know why, but why are we focused on policing women and not policing the ones who are impregnating the women and have the ability to do that at such a large scale in comparison to women having abortions? My other thing about it is I do not personally, like, if I were to get pregnant tomorrow, I am not going to have an abortion, right? But that doesn't mean that I have the right to determine whether somebody else can do that. And it doesn't impact me. That's the thing that's tripping me out. Like, whether I choose to have a baby or not does not impact anybody else but me and my partner. Like, why? It's just, you named it when you said it's scary. It's frustrating. And to Aisha's point, there are women that are in favor of this, especially when we're talking about those who are right-leaning. And it may actually be some of you here on the call. And that's totally fine. As Sab said, these are our opinions. But I can't make it make sense. I can't make it make sense that I feel like I would have the right to determine how somebody else lives their life. And somebody else put in here earlier, I think it was Maisha's comment earlier, she was talking about, or someone's comment, I don't remember, but talking about the catalyst for other stuff. It was Karen. That, what's next? What's next? Marriage equality, healthcare, housing. Like, what precedent is going to be set by this? It is a very slippery slope. And it is, when we try to say pro-life, then be pro-life, all of it. Because once the babies get here, y'all not concerned with making sure that they have health care. You're not concerned with making sure that they have universal pre-K. You're not concerned with making sure that the schools to prison pipeline is eradicated. You're not concerned. Who the hell adopting all these babies that y'all sitting here claiming that, well, why don't you just do adoption? Are you adopting the babies? No, they're not, right? So it's just a way of control. It's a way to continue the patriarchy, to continue white supremacy culture. And I'm pissed. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of good words to give or very eloquent words to give. It just pisses me off. And it's one of the reasons, I was talking about this when I went live in the members community, that I'm very nervous about coming back to the States, because I feel like when I get off the plane, I might be hit in my face with all of the stuff, just kind of like the weight and the burden of the things that have been happening in the States that I haven't had to deal with since October. This is one of them. Like, I want to be able to go to the doctor, and if I choose to get birth control, I can get birth control. If I choose to, like, if I want to go to Planned Parenthood to have my gynecologist exam, that I don't have to worry about walking through a freaking firing squad to be able to get the health care that I need. Like, I'm over it. Okay, I don't have anything to say. I'm over it.
Yeah, it's valid. This is the time that we want you to just get your feelings out about this. Because it feels like, what's the word when you can't really do anything? You feel hopeless.
Hopeless and helpless. Hopeless and helpless. And this is the thing that I do want to remind us, because we don't like to bring you news, y'all. Like, we be like, well, what are we going to tell them? Like, because we don't like to bring you news that leaves us feeling hopeless and helpless. One of the things that I can say that we do have some kind of way to affect some of this is recognizing the importance of voting in our state and local elections. When they kick this, because I do believe it is the ruling. I know that this was the draft that was leaked, but I do believe that it is going to come through just like they said. but it's going to kick it back to the states. So then at that point, what do we have to do? We have to vote. We have to make sure that we're voting for people and asking people explicitly where they stand on matters of women's reproductive rights. Where do they stand on matters of women being able to control their own bodies? Where they stand on policing of men? Where y'all stand on that? Where do you stand on supporting victims of rape and incest? Like, those are specific questions that we have to ask and make sure that we are voting for people that align with our views. Because it's so interesting. So many people vote on abortion alone. Like, that is the sole thing that they vote on. They don't care what all of the other stuff is. They're like, oh, I'm pro-life, you're pro-life, great, I'm voting for you. Not even thinking about the fact that they are committed to tearing down rights. Like, it's a lot.
It's crazy. I don't know what The Handmaid's Tale is, but I heard.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, but I just
when you watch it, when you watch it, you'll see it's very much. And I've heard people say that for maybe since The Handmaid's Tale has been out, I've heard people say we're going into that type of environment. It's jarring. It's really jarring. Handmaid's Tale, by the way, is on Hulu. If you're looking to understand the references, but it just pisses me off. Like, it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. So yeah, that's all I got. I don't have anything else.
All right, let's all right. So
moving on to something else that is a little bit interesting that happened over the weekend. So someone had mentioned earlier, I can't remember who it was, about things being dangerous out here in these streets for comedians. We know that there was a situation, we saw the Oscars debacle, right? We covered that. There was another situation where T.I. was at a comedy show and he just went up and interrupted the comedian and overtook the mic and, heckling and all. It was like crazy. And then this past week, Dave Chappelle was actually attacked on stage at the Hollywood Bowl. So a 23-year-old man was arrested on 4 counts, including suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and battery. His name is Isaiah Lee. And Isaiah Lee, this is some footage from after they arrested him. So he brought in a replica handgun that contained a knife in his bag before making it to the front row and jumping on stage. Dave Chappelle had actually just told the audience that he had brought security with him, and they were the ones who stopped the attacker from harming him. It also came out that someone in the VIP section had warned security that Mr. Lee looked suspicious before happened, but he was shrugged off. So let's just show you all. This is Mr. Lee here. So basically, they beat that behind. Okay, and again, this was Dave Chappelle's personal.
Auntie Annie.
They pretzeled him up, honey. Okay, and then the memes came all over the internet. Like, they stomped a mud hole in over. Okay, like, he got the business. I don't know if y'all remember.
Because his face did look like that. His face was like lumped up.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, they stomped a mud hole. They stomped a mud hole in him. So Dave Chappelle has said something to the effect of, "My gosh, good thing this guy was clumsy," because again, he was armed. He had a knife inside something that looked like a gun, a replica of a gun. So you might be asking yourself, how in the heck is this possible? Well, right across the article yesterday about the security company that was in charge of the event. The security company that was in charge of the event also oversaw the deadly Astroworld Festival. So I don't know if you all remember the Astroworld situation that happened in Houston, where Travis Scott had a concert and 10 people were trampled at the Astroworld event, right? So this same security company is over that. Now I want to tell y'all about the security company, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna say the question.
I know you're not a journalist, but you did some digging on this one, Kimberland.
Some digging, girl, because I was like, this ish is messy. Like it was so crazy as I was reading. I just could not believe everything that I was reading and how much it was like, you've got to be joking me. Like, is this really a thing right now? Okay. So this security company, as you can see there on the screen, it says that they are the gold standard of security. Okay. So they call themselves, the name of the security company is Contemporary Services Corporation. It's one of North America's largest event security companies, and it bills itself as the world leader in crowd management. It was founded by Damon Zumwalt during his first year of college in 1967. Damon says the future of the company has never been brighter. Okay. They have provided crowd protection. Y'all listen to some of the places that they provided crowd protection. Coachella, 31 Super Bowls. They have contracts with Live Nation, and Live Nation is usually the ones who do concerts. 5 presidential inaugurations, 2 FIFA World Cups, 9 Olympic Games, Final Fours, 4 papal visits. Okay, so they got like some serious contracts. Okay. On top of that, I ain't done. Am I here? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, all right. Just making sure my internet ain't hitting. Okay, so then over the past decade, hundreds of people have been injured and dozens have died. I don't know if you all remember the mass killing at the Route 91 festival in Las Vegas. There was a domestic terrorist, white man, who shot into the crowd. 60 people were killed. Guess who was in charge of security? Yeah. Guess who was in charge of security? Contemporary Services Corporation. I told y'all about Astroworld. So this is what we found out, that no experience is required. They say that they'll train you. However, there is no training. Employees have said that they simply just show you a video and give you a t-shirt. What? At the Dave Chappelle event, security was told to get people in as quickly as possible with no instructions on how to do that or details about what that looked like. Bags were not thoroughly checked. Many security didn't even know how to operate a metal detector. Countless lawsuits have been filed by event goers and employees and contractors that work with CSC. They have been sued in federal court 21 times since 1991 for assault, battery, personal injury, and civil rights violations. They are currently being investigated by Congress. Now, having said all of that, the question that I have
by Congress.
Yeah, by Congress currently because of the Astroworld situation. If you knew this security company was in charge of an event that you were supposed to attend, would it make you change your plan?
That's a really great question. I mean, it's a valid question. It's like, you really want to go to Beyonce?
Jennifer, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Jennifer said, I used to work for them, and no, they don't do training. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention, like, if you have someone, like, I haven't gone to concerts in a while, but there's no one in particular that I want to see. But I know Beyonce is like a big deal. So I imagine that if Beyonce were at a concert, but Beyonce's concerts won't get violent. No one's going, Julius is not going to let anybody near Beyonce.
But I think that it's not necessarily about being violent, because even at Astroworld, it wasn't violence. It was that people got trampled.
Yes, it was. They were like mosh pitting. And then
that's not violence, though. That's active. It's not violent. Violent, when I think about violent is aggression towards somebody. It was active, and the crowd control part of it was missing. So that's the part for me, like them not controlling the crowd. And again, these are people that have no training, no investment. They're just kind of like, it's whatever, you got a t-shirt, do what you do. And that's what they said. Like, people will bring all of this stuff to their attention, to security guards' attention. And they just like, what you want me to do?
It sucks. I would say no, I wouldn't go. I mean, but you don't know who the security company is. He's like,
I'm about to have to ask.
Like, you buy your ticket. It tells you all of the terms on the back of the ticket when you read the terms, but it doesn't say this is the security company that's going to be on site.
I got to ask. I need to know. I'm asking. Who is the security company? Ma'am, sir. Even like, I'm really excited about Essence this year, but I know Essence doesn't use the security company. They use a company called Eleanor that's at home. But
look at you.
I would like, this would absolutely make me rethink. I'd be like, I'm good. I watch it on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
So I just thought that it brought everything together when I came across this article. I'm like, oh my God, that is why it was so easy for dudes to get up there,
Yeah.
because one, they didn't even check bags, they didn't do
Yeah.
a metal detector, and then security is untrained people who just standing there just trying to watch a free concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy to me. Crazy, just straight crazy. So anyway, so that's what happened. So do your due diligence to find out what's happening with the security companies, so that you can determine if you actually want to go. Now, speaking of going, uh, someone has gone on to be with the Lord. Well, I don't know
Well, yeah, we don't know where he went.
where they went. They went on to the other side. Let's just say that,
To
whatever
the up?
side that.
Is it the
To,
up? Is it the upper room?
I don't know. I can't speak on that. So another pop quiz. Y'all know who this is?
Unfortunately, we do. So we're going to talk about expiration. Gone,
Mm-hmm.
gone. The expiration of, some people call him the cult leader. Some people, he is a was, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
a self-professed relationship consultant, provider. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so Kevin Samuels, who we all know is the YouTuber who was known for his interesting takes as a self-proclaimed image consultant. He expired recently at the
Mm-hmm.
age of, I don't know, 56,
56.
57, 55. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, their age ranges
56
vary.
or
But
so.
the gentle sentiment from Black women is okay. You know, like, and there's a lot of controversy. There's mixed, actually, I don't want to say there's mixed controversy, but there many have expressed not caring about him in death, and as he did not care about Black women in life.
In life. Okay.
And his entire platform was to degrade, disrespect, malign Black women. And to hear ignorant people like T.I. come on and try to say that women are bullying him, no one is bullying a dead man. We're just like, we don't give a shit. I'm sorry. We don't care about his death. We aren't reveling. This man had a lot of subscribers on YouTube. So
He did. How many is a lot?
and let me tell y'all, like when he found, like the fact that people are talking about how his mother found out how he passed and how that was a really unfortunate thing. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but also it's the times that we live in, so it's kind of like expected.
So let me just provide two things of clarity before you go on. So a lot of subscribers is 1.4 million, and the way that his mother found out that he passed was on social media.
But that's kind of like the times that we live in, though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you should find out about your child's death.
You shouldn't. But that's remember how Vanessa Bryant found out about Kobe?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think I don't want to normalize that. That is a sad part of it, that she found out on social media. But yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, so we speak about him in death and with how he lived his life. Like, just because he's passed doesn't change how he lived his life. I feel like every day we are living and we're creating our eulogy. I feel
absolutely
like
the dash. I've read that poem before to y'all.
He talked about so a few things. He talked about women who are over 35 are used, and he called them leftovers. He used eugenics to explain why Black women were physically less attractive than other groups of women, talking about like the symmetry of their face and their features. And he said that beauty is a universal look and that Black women do not have that. And this was sourced from a podcast that I listened to called Ratchet and Respectable.
And can I just provide a thing of clarity there too?
Kimberland, insert yourself when you need to. Go ahead.
No, I just didn't want you to go into the next thing. So eugenics is something that was used by white people to categorize us as less than human. When I say us, people of color. So it's something that they would say we aren't as intelligent. We're only good for our physical attributes, our athleticism, our strength. this is the root of why the 3/5 rule came about, right? So that concept of eugenics is something that is very, very, very damaging to Black people. So I wanted to make sure that we knew what that was before we go on. Okay,
thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. He used to play dog barking noises when women spoke, like especially when like a woman came across as very intelligent, very calm. He would play dog barking noises. He's known for rating women, telling them that they would die alone. The list just goes on and on and on. And I, for one, am just relieved that we don't have to hear his harmful rhetoric anymore. And he was a plague. And I'm certainly not glad that he's dead. I wish death on no one. Like that's I don't wish death on anyone, but we just don't have to hear it anymore. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So I also wanted to share, this is not his wife. So no, he didn't have a wife. This is though the young lady that he was with when he died. So she's an Instagram model and a nurse. And so she's the one who called 911. Adriana says she heard the 911 call today. There was no sense of urgency with what happened. So this is my thing about Kevin Samuels. As Aisha said, he was a crappy human. He was a horrible person to other people, especially to Black women. And I'm extremely apathetic about his death. Apathetic meaning I don't care one way or another. I was not a fan of his. I did not follow him. I felt like he subscribed to some very damaging rhetoric and damaging ways that he treated people. And I think that karma has a way of coming back around. So
yeah, you're not the fact that you're not frozen.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I just don't, it's kind of like you don't have something I say, don't say anything at all type of thing. Like I'm trying my best not to malign him on a large scale, but that's what he did every day.
Hey, so here's the thing I said on my Facebook. I said, here's an opportunity. So for the women who he used to interview, AKA interview, which one is it? Malign or
insult?
Malign.
Insult. All of it.
They can use their interviews. This is just my advice as an investor. They should use those interviews and sell those interviews as NFTs.
I saw you said that on your Facebook page.
It's just an idea.
I actually was like, that's an idea. That is an idea. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that he passed again. I don't wish death on anyone. However, I do know that the things that we do will catch up with us. And someone, especially for someone who was seemingly so healthy, for them to have expired under these conditions, I feel like somebody up there, whether you believe that the person up there at the gate is a woman or not, but I believe somebody was like, let's go on and pull that card because that's enough. You've done enough. You've done enough damage, and now that's it. Okay, so I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
All right. Yeah. That's just it. All right. So we are at a point where please continue to share the broadcast. Please continue to share. If you like the content, please share it. Please continue to give us stars if you're liking everything that we're talking about and how we're engaging with if you really like the content, we ask that you please share and just give us stars because we love being here with you. And we hope that you can show your support and show us and give us some shares and give us some stars so that we can continue to do this. We will continue to do this, but your help and your support and your watching and your eyes help us amplify the message and the awesome message that Kimberland gives, even when she's sick, amplify this wonderful message that we're trying to get to you. So next, Kimberland, I'm going to let you you're so good with you are.
So I want to give a trigger warning before we go into this. And I also do want you all to intentionally share because this is an important conversation that Sab and I wanted to make sure that we have with our community. It's not a new conversation, but it is something that's important. And we just feel that we need to dedicate time to actually talking about this topic. So first off, want to honor the fact that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And throughout the month of May, various organizations and various people are talking about mental health, especially in our communities, and making sure that we are destigmatizing these conversations, right? So you all know every show that we have a mental health moment. We also have produced mental health panels. We'll have another one coming up in June, because it's really important for us to talk about these things. So very, very, very sad news came across many of our news feeds this past week. This young lady here, I got goosebumps even when I show her picture. This young lady here is Arlana Miller. Arlana was a 19-year-old freshman from Texas who was studying agriculture at Southern University in Baton Rouge. And she died by suicide this past week after leaving a heartbreaking Instagram message. We chose not to share the message, but I do want to share some of the things that she did share in her message. She talked about struggling in her classes. She was a cheerleader, as you can see. She talked about pulling her ACL. She also talks about the effects that COVID had on her as she was trying to bounce back. One of the things that she said is, I've been surrounded by people who may have honestly thought that I was okay, but I haven't been okay for a while, she wrote. She failed to follow her own advice and thanked her mother. She said, I've written so many notes in my life, but finally I've reached my end. The message is rather lengthy and is floating around on the internet. Her last words were, I'm done fighting, my battle is over, and I pray everyone finds peace in that. She was only 19 years old. She was a freshman in college and had been living with depression. We also earlier this year shared with you all about Chesley Christ. And Chesley died by suicide January 30th of this year. She was an American TV personality. She used to be on Extra News. She was also a model, a former Miss USA in 2019. Chesley's mom recently went on Red Table Talk to talk about what did she know that her daughter had depression? She said that she did know, and Chesley was trying to do the things to get better. One of the things she said that stood out to me is she said, if you asked Chesley how she was doing, she would say, I'm fine. How are you doing? And I think for so many, that's why they felt like they were best friends with Chesley, because she was so intent on talking about them and not her. We've talked about many times on this show of how we get in this habit of asking people how they're doing without actually listening for a real response. And I want us to be so much more intentional about making sure that we don't let people navigate away from that question, right? Because I know, one of my friends contacted me over this past week, and we were talking about how he was doing, and my friend said, you know, that cheerleader that passed, I feel like that every day. And I was like, wow. And I think the reason that I was like, wow, is because I felt like that too. And not that I was wanting to commit suicide, but it's the feeling of, if today is my day, then fine. I ain't gonna do nothing to stop it. Like, it just kind of is what it is, type of thing. Um, that level of hopelessness and helplessness that can happen for people who are living with depression. So I wanted to kind of just provide some insight to you all about what this might look like and sound like for someone who is living with high functioning depression. So the high functioning part basically means that this person uses up all their emotional reserves to put on a brave face. So they function in a way where nobody really notices what's going on. But some of the things that you can ask about are some of the symptoms that are present. Have there been changes in eating and sleeping habits? Low self-esteem, fatigue, hopelessness, difficulty concentrating. The symptoms might persist on most days, but there's kind of like this consistent low mood that might last for 2 or more years. Again, the presentation on the outside might seem fine. Like, one of the questions I ask people is, how is your spirit feeling? right? Because you might ask somebody, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? How's your spirit feeling? Like, let's get past this whole, theatrics of asking what's up, but actually talk to me about what you're feeling on the inside and what that looks like and sounds like.
Can I put a pin in that real quick? Because oftentimes, real quick, like we do that every day, at least I do in the workplace, right? You start your Mondays. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. Everything was fine. And everything isn't fine. You don't feel like giving your whole life story to your colleagues, right? So one of the things that I've learned from the Beautiful Brown Girls community, it was someone that you interviewed, and I forget her name. And she talked about answers that we can give when we aren't feeling okay. So she was just like, okay, let's say, for example, Kimberland, you're Sabrina, how was your day? And I'm like, today wasn't, a good day for me, but, I'm working towards it. I'm doing XYZ to take care of it. And I'm working towards making it better. Like, instead of just, so it lets it so they won't have to feel obligated to be like, well, what can I do? At least you can give an answer to be like, okay, well, today's not a good day, but, I'm working towards it. I'm doing XYZ to mitigate it or take care of it. But other than that, it's not, like, oh, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah. It's the habit, right? And I don't know, I think the reason that I got like so intentional about when I ask somebody how they're doing, like, actually, no, really, like, how are you doing, is because I felt like people were asking me, and by the time I was about to give an answer, they was all the way up the hallway.
Yeah.
Well, damn, did you want to know how I'm doing or not? Like, you just asking me just to be asking. Like, shut up, save your words if you don't really care. You know what I mean? So it really is about that caring aspect. Like Maisha said, it's a gift that spreads. It costs us nothing to listen or to care about other people. Aisha also highlighted something like withdrawing from people or activities or excuses for not participating in life is something else that you might see. You may feel like you're lazy. This is something that I definitely know happened with me. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why can't I get my life together? Like, why am I like this? Right? Not even realizing that I was suffering with depression. So Land asked, how do you help someone who is depressed? Well, first, actually ask what's going on. Right. A misconception as well is that if you ask someone if they are considering suicide, that you will give them the idea. That is not true. If they have a plan, they have a plan. You're not going to give them the idea, oh, I should really go and do this. That's not how it works. Like, and people will tell you, they will say, I'm not suicidal, or they will say, I am, and I have a plan. And I've actually had to call the crisis line for friends before because they had a plan, long distance. Like, I've been like, okay, cool, great. Dispatch people. It was actually some people from this Brown Girls community that came through. I'm tearing up. That came through to save one of my friends. This was a couple years ago. And I was like, I need you to go over there. Like, I need you to go there now, right now, because I knew she was in crisis. So my point is, there are a lot of people who are out here who are suffering, and we really need to tap in and look beyond. Like, I have this thing about looking at people versus seeing people.
Right.
Like, we have to stop just glancing at people and being like, oh, okay, blah, 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 whatever, moving on with life, and actually taking the time to see that someone is hurting, that someone is behaving differently, that they're struggling to explain what's happening. Had it not been for one of my line sisters who called me, and I was trying to explain to her what was happening. And this is when I was living in Pennsylvania. And I was like, I'm not okay. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm not okay. And she took the burden to even contact my doctor. I didn't even know that my primary care physician could give me medicine. I thought I had to go to a psychologist to get medicine. And she's a doctor. So she was like, give me your insurance information. I'm going to make the calls for you to find, because I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Like, I was like, I don't have the energy. I don't have the mental space. I don't have the words. She made me call the crisis hotline. And I remember I was crying for like 20 minutes on the phone with this lady. I don't even know, this crisis counselor, like trying to explain what I was going through. And for me, it was just kind of this wake up call for a few things. One, that sometimes we do need to take medicine. And that is okay, right? So even destigmatizing that, and you know, and I know that medicine makes a difference because I take it. And I know that the first day that I took my medicine, like I just felt like everything clear up and I felt so different. But so many of us don't, we stigmatize that. So I don't want to be on medicine. I don't want to take medicine. I don't want to do this. But that might be the thing that saves you or saves your loved one, right? Actually asking, now I'm not going to say asking what you can do to help, just helping. Because sometimes the person that's in crisis can't tell you what they need for you to help them, because I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know what to say. I'm really just trying to make it from day to day, right? So like I said, my friend, she's like, give me your information. I'm gonna call for you, right? So doing something to help. It's extending yourself beyond the normal, okay, it's fine, you'll be fine. One of the messages that Arlana said is check on your strong friends.
Yeah.
Check on your strong friends. People present like they are well, and they may not be. Check on your friends. Check on people. Listen to what's going on with people. Offer to go to therapy with them so that they're able to have an opportunity to really just hear someone in objective voice tell them that what's going on. Because I know for me, I didn't even know what was going on with me. Like I had no idea. I just thought I was crazy. Like I was like, why am I so lazy? Why can't I get up? Why can't I get my day started? Like what is wrong with me? And I never thought in my mind, oh, I must be depressed. I thought I was lazy. Why? Because that's what people say to us. Oh, you're being so lazy. You can't get up. You can't do this, right? So this is something, as you can see, that is clearly very near and dear to my heart, because I don't want us to lose any more of our friends, of our family members. I had another classmate just this week lost a cousin by suicide. And I'm like, it's too much. Like in this world, all this stuff that we're talking about in this show, you know, we talk about COVID, we give these COVID updates, we forget like how many people were really, really struggling during COVID and trying to keep it together. And again, you go into work, you present and like you're fine, but you're not fine. And it's okay to not be okay. We need to help each other. We really do.
I agree. Thank you, Kimberland, for being vulnerable and sharing your experiences and sharing how you feel. And I hope that this community can hold Kimberland. Like Kimberland, thank you so much for sharing that, because we do need space. We need a safe space to be able to share how we're feeling. And we do need to check on our strong friends. There are days, I feel there are days, right? And that's why I love communities like this. And I love people like you. And I love spaces like this that help me mitigate how I'm feeling day to day. Because I don't necessarily talk about it every day. I don't share on my social every day. I don't feel like I may necessarily have those friends to call every day, but I do know that I have a number, right? I do know I have a number to call when I'm feeling unsettled. So Kimberland, thank you for being vulnerable, for sharing how you are feeling. And I'm just glad that you are still here, and you're glad that you're still sharing with us. And for those of you in the community who may have felt like Kimberland who has felt, and I don't want to say find your tribe, but be willing to find that resource. Like, do we have like a resource number here that we can actually share? Because there have been instances where, full disclosure, I've felt certain ways, and I'm just like, okay, do I call? Do I not call? And I've just powered through it. I don't know how, but
because we're used to doing that. And that's why we talk about that strong woman thing. Like, we got to break that.
Yeah, I agree. But no buts. But thank you for sharing, Kimberland.
My pleasure. So thank you. I see all of the love in the comments. I appreciate that. But to your point about, do you call the hotline? You lose nothing to call. You lose nothing. What you gain is somebody to listen to you and to let you know that what you're feeling is not crazy, right? My stuff was rooted in trauma at work and like all of this racism and microaggressions and all of these things that were happening that I still haven't yet made a vlog about because it's so much. But I thought I was like, I must be being extra. I must be being like, we are used to dismissing what we feel instead of honoring what our body is telling us and what our heart is telling us and what our spirit is telling us. And that, if y'all don't hear anything else, I want us to stop doing that. I want us to honor what we are feeling and what we are thinking so that we are able to get the help that we need, because there is nothing lost from reaching out to get help. You actually just get help, and you might also gain a friend or a sister that is willing to stand by you during those times. So yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that we provided time to honor this. These ladies were so young and seemed to be in the prime of their lives. And so many of us know people like this. And then the next day you turn around and you're like, what happened? It's a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we honor that.
Thank you, because we need that. I need that. I'll be full disclosure. Like there are days, but I need to take your advice and this community's advice when I am having those days that I'm just feeling like there are days that I feel lazy. Yeah. There are days that I feel lazy.
And it might be like, there might be some days that you're lazy, right? But if this becomes a pattern, if it's like, I can't get it together over a week or two or whatever, like, you lose nothing, right? And to the people's points that are talking about this community, y'all, this is why Sab and I love this community so much, why we go so hard for this community, why even as I'm not feeling well today, that I was like, I cannot cancel this show, because we have found people in this community that care about us more even than some of our family members. Right. So it is so important to find those safe spaces so that you are really able to just say, y'all, I'm not okay today. I'm not. Right. And be okay with saying that, knowing that someone is going to have your back. Right. So again, let me put the number up again. And the number is for you or anyone who might be connected to you, right? So when I had to call the crisis line for my friend, I wasn't in the same city or state that she's in, but they were able to call her. They checked on her the next day. Like it's support. It's a place to find support. If you do not have a therapist, you really need to try to find a therapist. There is a site called Dark Beauty Healing. We talked about them before. I'll drop that link into the comments. They provide free counseling. As a matter of fact, that's how I got one of my therapists. I actually wound up with 3 therapists, y'all. Like I was going through it. Okay. But I found one of my therapists through this site, and I didn't have to pay for the therapy services, right? So there are resources out here, and that's why Sab and I do this, so that you are able to get that help and to get that support. So that's the site there. I'm also going to drop it into the comments for you so that you're able to click directly on that. If you need counseling, maybe you don't have insurance or whatever, this is a way for you to be able to talk to someone. Okay.
Great. All right. We are 15 before the hour. Thank you for still rocking with us. Kimberland, what do you think? Should we do the discussion or should we just continue on to Brown Girl Boss? I mean, Brown Girl Boss. I mean, discussion is topical, but it's like
let's go on to our beautiful brown girl spotlight. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to bring the the mood down. And we can do our discussion topic next time. So yeah, let's move on to our brown girl spotlight.
All right, I'm gonna let you talk about Pierre.
We've actually talked about our beautiful brown girl spotlight here before. Karen, let me put that number into the chat for you right quick. Hold on before I do that. Give me just a second.
And next episode is going to be more in depth. Like it's still going to be topical. It's still going to be like all the things that you need to know that I've been going through in a good way. My flower. I thought it was a bug.
Oh, and so I just put the you're so funny. I just put the hotline into the chat there for you all. So I'll show it again in case you want to take a screenshot. Or y'all, if you just Google National Suicide Hotline, then you can find that. I also wanted to amplify, Naisha said, check your EAP program, because sometimes they also offer free therapy sessions. So usually they'll offer 6 to 10 free therapy sessions through your employer's EAP. EAP is Employee Assistance Program. Also, Aisha talked about things getting back to your boss. You don't have to let anybody know. So first of all, everything that you talk about is confidential on these lines. Everything that you talk about with a counselor is confidential. Even with EAP, when I went through my EAP services, they told me to give them a personal email address because they wanted to make sure that it was confidential, right? So you just take those precautions so that you are able to safe to be able to have a space to share what's going on. All right. So our beautiful brown girl spotlight for today, like I said, we have talked about this beautiful woman once before, but she is back in
her hair's grown out a lot since we last talked about her.
It has. So this is Corinne Jean-Pierre. She is the new White House press secretary. Corinne is the first Black and openly LGBTQ person in this role. The current White House secretary is pictured here. This is Jen Psaki, the white lady. She's going to be departing her role, and President Biden announced on Thursday that Corinne is actually going to become the new press secretary. So the press secretary, the reason why this is so huge is the press secretary is the one who does all the White House briefings.
Yes.
So she's the one that's going to be talking to reporters, giving all the information. Well, I didn't know how else to describe her, y'all. They like the white lady.
She's been a good one.
Oh yeah, she's done a good job. She has. But Corinne now has her chance to be able to step in as press secretary. When we talked about her before, she was working with Kamala Harris as the chief of staff during her presidential campaign, and she served on Barack Obama's campaigns in 2008 and 2012, and she has now been promoted to be the White House press secretary. I am so excited about this. I can't wait to see her beautiful brown self up there, setting the tone. Okay, I remember when Marsha Fudge, the HUD secretary, when she was nominated or when she got the position, and she was like, "Good afternoon," and nobody said anything, and she was like, "Good afternoon." I'm looking for some of that energy. I can't wait for Corinne to bring all of her brown girl magic to the stage, and the fact that she is openly LGBTQ plus, like Maisha said, power couple. This is just so phenomenal. So we really wanted to highlight this. This is a really big deal. We have never had anyone Black and or openly LGBTQ in this position. So she has both of them, honey, and we are here for this. So shout out and congratulations. Again, her name is Corinne Jean-Pierre. She is set to become the new White House press secretary.
Yeah, now Jen is leaving. It seems like everybody's leaving the White House, but Jen is leaving because she's taking a job at MSNBC. And what was Kamala's remember what was the young lady that was Kamala's
Simone.
Yes, she left too to go to, I feel like MSNBC too.
Or maybe she went to some news site. I don't remember which one, but yeah, she sure did. So yeah, and this is a position, people don't stay in it for a really, really long time. They usually come, they do what they do, and then they get offered something else. But I can't wait to see her beautiful brown face all over the screen. I am so excited about that. So that is our beautiful brown girl spotlight for today. And thank you all, as always, for rocking with us and leaning in, embracing, holding space for all of the stuff that we wanted to share with you all today. It is so vitally important. Again, we want to make sure that everyone is connected to us in all the ways that matter. So if you have not done so already, please go to beautifulbrowngirls.com, where you will be able to see your in-person brunch chapters. We have new chapters, for instance, in New Orleans, Chattanooga, like we've got Knoxville, like y'all, we out here expanding, okay? So you can find, okay, you can find all of that at Beautiful Brown Girls. Also make sure you like us on our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, joined our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, followed us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. We also want to remind you about our VIP Members Network. This is a space where you are able to connect on an even deeper level with our Beautiful Brown Girl community and also get all types of discounts and classes and book clubs and all sorts of things. The membership fee is only $25 for the entire year. I promise the perks outweigh the cost. So definitely want to make sure that you all get connected that way. Sab is over here doing all the dances. Sab, tell the people where they can find you, girl.
You guys can find me on sabjackson.com. Even though that's Kimberly. Sorry. You can find me on sabjackson.com. All of my platforms are there. All of my platforms are there. And you can find me. I need to put my Snapchat on my website because that's where I'm most active, to be quite honest. Because you know what? To be quite honest with you, it feels like when I have a space that is not a lot of people on, that's where I cultivate my community. Because that's just where I'm
wilding out. Yeah. I love it. Where you can be free.
Where people find you.
So you can find me. Sorry, y'all went the wrong way. There I am. You can find me at KimberlandJackson.com or on my Facebook page, Kimberland Jackson, and Instagram, Kimberland J, or my new brand, mindingmyblackbusiness.com. Definitely looking forward to connecting with you all. After every show, I always see new people connecting with me there. So would love to remain connected with you all. Yeah. Cherry says she's joining. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. So
you will not regret it for a moment,
at all. At all. Not for uno segundo, okay? Like you will be happy that you did that. So our next episode of BrownVersations is going to be in 2 weeks. We are here every other Monday, same time, same place.
Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks? 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah. The 23rd.
The 23rd, we'll have our next episode. Yo, if anybody any type of business, any type of something brand, personal brand, something that you are like, I really want to refresh my brand. I want to know some marketing tips. Like I really want to know how to leverage social media. Please tune in to next week's Brown Girl Boss. One of my sorority sisters, Nakisha Samuels, I met her in Colombia. She is the reason why I left the country. She is going to be joining the Brown Girl Boss. I am so freaking excited because sis is dope. Like when I tell you, I love her content and I love the way that she puts things. So if you or someone you know is in that position, make sure y'all join me next Wednesday for Brown Girl Boss. It's going to be at 8 p.m. here on Facebook because Nakisha is going to be pouring out her heart and soul and we need okay.
I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. She sounds like a pretty dope.
She is.
She's not my soror, but she's your soror. So I'm glad that she is.
She is dope. Okay. Yes. Aisha said, trying to get this business off the ground. I'm telling you, she is dope. Her brand is called Silent
so much more value here than just gossipy, fun conversation. You get in this community, you get to learn the things and learn your trade, learn how to sharpen your trade. So definitely tune into that one. It sounds like a really to watch episode.
Yes, and yes, Erica, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay. Were you going to say something, Sab, before I said that? All right. Well, then on that note, we just want to thank y'all for being so faithful, loving on us.
How you feeling now?
How you
I
feeling?
feel a lot better, actually. Y'all always make me feel better. So I feel a lot. I might even try to eat something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. But definitely love hanging out with you all. We will be back in 2 weeks, and I'll see you all on Brown Girl Boss next week. Love you all so much. Bye.